Is anyone talking here? We are not able to hear anything.
Yeah, can't hear anything.
Can you hear now? Okay, this is crazy, but whatever that may be, I'm not sure why.
Don't hear anything either. Can you guys hear me? This is Ron.
Yeah, Ron, we can hear you. We just cannot. I don't know if Nipun is talking. We can't hear Nipun at all.
Okay. That's Hemant, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Is there a way I can forward this to you, Hammond, and you go through this?
Nipun, we could hear you a little bit. Very low.
Okay, let me unmute here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It's very low though.
That's fine. I'm going to hang up on the audio and I'll continue with this microphone. I'm not pretty sure why this microphone is giving me problems.
Can't hear you, Nipun.
Well, I think we need to find a way. I have no idea what's going on at the moment. But if you guys hear me now, let me introduction.
Can hardly hear you. Can you call in or something?
I was on. Can you hear me now?
Much better.
Okay, much better, right?
Yep.
Is this better or do I still need to?
This is better.
Okay,
Much
perfect.
better, Nipun.
All right, super good. Multiple microphones connected to my PC. All right, so after lot of consultation with current executive team and Ranjit's advice and some bullet points I have listed, it's something that I would like to. I'm very pleased to provide an update, on today's call on what we need to go through and what are we targeted for 2024. So update from our last year's, we need to update on 2023 closure. This was the last email that we had received from BPL Youth, wherein they have a balance to ICE for 4,755. CMC has 2,850. CYCA is 2,850. Again, let's not get more into detail on how these things are addressed. This is a copy and paste or screenshot of an email that we received from BPL, right, to BPL Youth. The decision perspective, Academies Club will have to clear their 2022 or 23 dues before they can consider for 2024 Executive Committee. And I please recommend everybody to wait until I'm going through or I'm done going through this. Everything is debatable here. We are here as an adult to kind of make very educated decisions here. Deadline for clearing their dues at something that we decided is Monday, April 15th, 2024. And payment must be in ICE account by Monday 15th. Once the dues are cleared, current executive team will announce 2024 executive committee provided nominated individuals from respective academic clubs has one full 12-member respective age group team. If academic club fails to clear the dues, they will not have any representation on committee and will not be able to fill the team. Again, debatable. We need to ensure some things will discuss together. Academies for 2024 who registered as per our discussion last week before deadline of April 3rd, 2024 are as below. I'm kind of streaming through because we lost some time and I need to give some time to Ranjit to also kind of allude on to what I'm talking. CYCA, CMC, CCCA, Castle Panther Academy, APCL. These are the 5 academies who registered and registrations are now closed for academy. And they will be essentially eligible to vote and support formation of 2024, executive committee. With all that said, this is kind of an ongoing note. What I would like you to do is, I will be posting this in our regular drive. We'll be sharing that just the way I did last time as well. But I do really want to give some important time before Ranjit is gone for him to kind of also help us advise some of the things that will be beneficial for our hub as well. So over to you, Ranjit, please. Ranjit? Ranjit, are you able to hear me now? Or did I just went through all over?
Nipun, I
Hello?
could hear you properly. I don't know about Ranjit.
Oh, you can hear us properly. Okay, Ranjit, I think.
Yeah.
Ranjit, are you still there? Hello?
Not sure if he's there.
He's on the call muted, so I'm not pretty sure. Okay. All right. So with that said, I think I'll wait for Ranjit to come up and talk about this. These are some of the things that we need to really, as a group, look into this. This is going to be very critical for us to kind of work and get our 2024 scheduling and everything going. With this said, does anyone have any question?
So, Nipun, Ranjit is saying you have to unmute him.
Okay, let me unmute him.
Yeah.
That's the case. Let me unmute all. All right, perfect. You should be able to. Ranjit, are you able to? I don't know what's going on with this.
Hello?
Yeah, Ranjit, we can hear.
Okay. I think I was unmuted. I was muted, so I couldn't talk. So I was hoping that the dues can be cleared, should have been cleared by now. Of course, we cannot proceed with 2024 plans with 23 dues still pending. So is there a way that we can meet offline and get it sorted out? Actually, my voice is going back. I don't know. So,
yeah, I think it's still on Nipun's side because I think he's got the speakers, audio is coming through speakers and his microphone is picking it up.
so
Nipun,
have
you
five,
probably mute yourself when somebody else.
Yeah, Nipun.
Mute your microphone. Yeah, there you go.
okay.
Yep.
Since we have 5 clubs, as Nipun mentioned, have registered. So the executive committee, can we take those 5 people and agree that that's going to be the executive committee? Because only 5 people can vote, the registered member. So, or use those 5 people to vote the 6 people and appoint 5. That appointment of committee, I think, should happen as soon as we can, so we can start the next steps. And the next steps is like how you want to run the hub, how you want to manage the tournaments, how you want to collect the dues, what format should be adopted. So everybody can send their recommendation, but the committee have to sit together and make the decision, and then decide on the plan and share with everyone. So Nipun mentioned April 15th, but which is fine, but we can't delay past that because I think by end of April the whole schedule has to be out for 2024.
Yeah.
Which means this committee has to make the plan and set things out, and the hub games have to start.
Yeah, Ranjit, this is Arjun. If I may chime in, please. So just, a couple of observations here. One, offline conversations and several attempts have already taken place in trying to, bring this to a resolution. Obviously, there has not been clear intent from the I side to also close this out. Having said that, there were a couple of open questions which has still not been addressed. From the I side, if you look at the last year, U11 and U17 tournaments were incomplete. We have obviously received feedback from parents, and I think we need to sort of consider this as well as a group here. If the tournaments were incomplete, not sure why the player registration fees have to be forthcoming in the entirety for those players. So I think that's something needs to be addressed because obviously those games didn't happen. So that's one. And then two, after those registration fees are actually there, whatever is remaining in ICE, if it is over and above the budget, should ideally go back to the academies, which maybe they will give it back to the parents. So it's a little bit confusing why ICE is expecting the entire amount when those games were incomplete.
So I think what is going to happen is that whatever money is left over, the 2024 team will get that money and they'll be able to use it. That is how actually, I think it will work. Because it's impossible to to kind of refund and then goes back to all the parents. I mean, so the hub won't become zero balance every time. Whatever money is left over goes to the next year. Same thing if they overspend less some time and there's the balance under zero, next year's team will have to raise the funds so it just keeps moving on. But I think if the games didn't happen, then whatever cost was saved because of those games not happening, that cost can be offset, and teams can be given some kind of refund because the game didn't happen at all, So that adjustment can be made, but somehow this 2023 dues issue has to be closed because it's going to make everybody look really bad, And money is a matter that I think it should be closed, even if it's few dollars here and there. But we have to find a way to close this 2023 and move on.
Correct, Ranjit. So very nicely said. Regarding the
yeah.
Just
Nipun,
you'll have to turn on.
Ranjit,
You'll have to turn on
can
your microphone before you speak.
can you hear me, guys? Ranjit, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So it looks like the 4755, that's the balance. ICE agreed that BPL should pay this balance, correct?
Yeah, so after what BPL owes to ICE and, ICE spending money, including all the settlements, this amount, if you pay ICE, you're done.
Okay, 4755, that's the amount ICE is getting agreed with that. Okay, so that is confirmed. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Second point, what Arjun raised, we need to get that confirmation in today's call that U11 and U17 didn't happen, that didn't get completed, right? So what is ICE is going to do that? Since you as a neutral person is here, Ranjit, I think that would be a great time to call this out. And one thing, so what we were thinking, Ranjit, here is, on BPL side, and I personally, we do not have any issue paying this balance. We do not have any issue. Okay. Couple of things specifically, we need to have clarification and we need to have right answer so everyone can understand that. Number one, since U11 and U17 did not complete, there has to be the prorated refund to the parents. All right. There has to be prorated refund to the parents. That's what we are requesting to ICE, and that's what we have been telling them, right? Number one thing.
Right.
Second thing is everything was done by the individual academy, whether it's the CYCA, EMC or BPL last year. Everything was done by the academy, including managing the games, umpiring and everything. Then what is the reason ICE is asking about the player registration and this fees? We have these specific two questions. We need to get that answer in this call.
So I can answer the first one. When the 2023 hub game started, I believe as the ICE committee, which was including you and Mehul and Nipun Bhai, you had decided to charge everybody a fixed amount. That was the structure, and you're supposed to give everybody a number of games, 6 games, let's say, right? Now something happened. All the games didn't happen, but some games did happen, right? And I agree with you that whatever games didn't happen, whatever amount the hub saved from those games not being happening, they can refund that to each team. Somehow close that matter, or Ranjit, take the money and pass it to the next team. Yeah.
Ranjit, this is Nishant here. Just to put things in perspective, under 11, I think every team got 6 games. What did not happen was only the finals. All the league games were done as planned. The second point, in case of under 17, yes, I think each of the teams got 2 games at max, possibly maybe 3. We did not, go further to wherever it was to be planned because of whatever reasons. that is one input that I want to give. ICE board can consider that while they make the decision. The second part, which Neeraj mentioned, is the model of the ICE last year was that ICE on its own did not have grounds. So the agreement that was done at the time, we decided the money to be collected was across teams. We will collect per person, per team they play, we will collect $150, because there was no plan of how much expense would be there, how many matches would be there, was not very clear at that point of time. So the teams, that the three parties that are involved at that point, why there was always push that we should not charge more. That talk was always there, but it was concluded that 150 would be taken from each person, and academies will collect per person, per team, and pay to ICE. At that point of time, there was no conversation of if anything is left over, the money will be going back to the academies. The conversation at that point of time was, we will collect that and use this for ICE in future. Now, again, if ICE board wants to do something different based on the request that is coming in, it's left to them. But I am just trying to give a perspective of how what was done at the time we did these decisions. Now we can look at hindsight and do different things, but this is the perspective we had at that point of time.
So as a committee, U11 I see you have 6 games, so you're good. For the U17, since some teams did not get like as many games as they should have got, I think as a committee you should just set an amount, and those matches. You must have said some different stuff. So that money can be given back to the teams who did not play the games. But somehow I think as a committee you have to come up with a number, and just show it to like, this is what we saved, this is what we are giving back. Because the kids didn't get 6 games. The 6 games were the lowest number of games that we had told each team will get. If a team did not get 6 matches scheduled, then I think it's a fair ask that they need some kind of adjustment for the games that did not get to play.
Right. So Ranjit,
right?
You need to speak here. So
Nipun, you need to turn on your microphone before you speak.
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now, guys?
No.
No, unmute your...
Somebody speaking?
Yeah.
All right, let me know once you hear me.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Better.
All right, super good. So last year, we had a lot of priority change from U.S. cricket. One being under 15, while we were focusing on U11 and U13. And then we were all of a sudden bombarded to finish U17 by certain day and time to align with the national selections and things like that. So that is another way why we struggled to provide that many number of games. Right now, if the question is, should we refund back? Yes, of course. If they didn't pay, and if they didn't play, committee should sit down and look into it and figure out, what are the options. But is this aligning to a cricketing? It's an organization. The same money is going to be used for the same organization for 2024. So it's a call that committee needs, the sitting committee as well, the current committee coming in will have to make a call. It's like this. You go for a 4-day tour in MLC, pay $200, spend airfare, spend hotel, spend food, and you have 2 games rained out. Are you going to go back to MLC asking for a refund? Right. So
I don't think that is a good comparison.
That's not the right point.
I don't think that is a good comparison. Let me also jump in just one point here. It is not a good comparison, first of all. And secondly, we have promised these parents. Can you please mute yourself, Nipun, because it's causing a lot of chaos when we speak.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
Because there's echo if you don't mute yourself, for the benefit of everyone. So first of all, I don't think that is a good comparison in terms of rained out games, etc. This is what we promised the parents, and we collected the fees, right? So it didn't happen. So it's got nothing to do with cricketing mindset or anything like that. So I think routinely that seems to be brought up as an escape mechanism to present a point. So we need to stop that first of all. So it's clearly got nothing to do with that. So I think we need to address it. Now, if the recommendation that I'm hearing from Nipun is that new executive committee should deal with this, then the new executive committee should deal with all 2023 issues, including outstanding dues from academies. So maybe then we should just elect the executive board now and let them handle and inherit the issues and solve everything. So we can't pick and choose which issues the new executive committee will take and which issues the old one will take.
I think I need to interrupt you there. My intention was not of 2023 for new committee. What I say is that the new committee will have to decide whether how to use the funds. If you hear it correctly, you will be able to understand that. What my
No, I think I understand it very clearly. I am saying it's a 2023 issue. Matches didn't happen. Refund it.
Is that your ultimatum? So that we
What do you mean ultimatum? That's my point.
That's not the ultimatum. That's but can you mute yourself?
Neeraj, 1 second. Neeraj, see, what I'm saying is we definitely can give refund, not an issue, right? That is something committee will sit down and agree on, come up with a number. If the refund is supposed to be given, right? But what I was addressing is, should we do that transactions or should we use the fund for 2024? Now, if BPL's recommendation is to refund the money, might as well we sit and get that sorted, right? Because eventually funds will have to come back into ICE somehow, right, for participation.
So guys, I think we are spending a lot of time talking about the past, and we already spent 30 minutes here. So what I heard is, if we just have to summarize what is the exact amount, right? I believe under 17 is one match did not happen, that is final. You can just calculate what is the amount for that, and then
under 11.
The other
under 11, yeah.
Under 11 and under 17, right? How many matches did not happen, and what is the amount that we are talking about? If we are talking about like $100 or $500, then we can discuss it in a separate call. We don't have to utilize all this 1 hour to talk about that. Let's talk about what is the exact amount we are talking about. Okay.
Yeah. Minimum.
So unless everybody,
I agree with that. If we have to use that in, no point in refunding that because the tournament anyways in 2024 also, right? If that can be adjusted, let's do that and move forward.
So the reason is that the 2024 payment model isn't yet set. We don't know what model the new team will have.
Correct.
So it is very important that we close 2023.
So again, Nipun or the people are asking is refund is the option or adjustment is the option?
But I think Nipun and the current committee has to take that, finish that call, and give it clean to the next committee. There is no point. I mean, in my personal view, that is 20. Like whatever Arjun was also mentioning, you can't pick and choose what you will solve, what you will not solve. If he's asking for suggestions, that is a different thing. He can speak with the people who are impacted and gather information from them and make a call about that.
So I would suggest the 3 academies that were part of 2023, you guys please get together, come up with a decision what you want to do, and we'll accept and we'll move forward. Okay? Because we are other people's here who are not part of that previous year, and we don't want to get into discussion. We just wanted to go ahead with whatever is the next step, right? So I would suggest you guys go ahead and discuss offline and make a decision and come back to this team saying that, okay, we made a decision, we want to adjust or you want refund, you do it. Okay? We'll accept that and we'll move forward.
That was asked by Arjun. That was asked by Arjun that let's first finalize the 2024, and since everyone, Ranjit, Nipun, everyone is saying that 2023 pending items needs to be taken care by the new committee. So the first
that's fine.
to form the new committee.
Criteria, that's right. Let's talk.
So that's what we need to first.
We are talking about clearing 2023 before a new committee can be in place, right?
No, sorry to interrupt here. Nipun, I think you have to set first. Okay. So what is the first item?
Can you hear me?
Go again.
Yeah, it's echoing again. So
let's use another.
Maybe one angle to consider for the group. One thing to consider for the group, possibly, I'm just making a suggestion here, is since we are already late in the game and clearly 2023, there is still a lot of discussion and debate that's happening. One option might be that maybe a new committee that comes together might have a different perspective and a swifter way of solving this than the pre-existing committee. So it might make sense to have these new faces, new ideas that coming to the table, form the new committee and have them sort of these problems. That is one way to also look at it. We can certainly solve all 2023 and move to 2024, but it looks like there needs to have further discussions very clearly. Even Nishant acknowledged it. Thanks, Nishant. So I think that's two ways to think about it. Which path we take? If we go to 2024, then the new committee can parallel path things. They can move forward with the new one and then sort the pre-existing thing, because there's also some lessons learned from the pre-existing one that we don't want to collect too much money in a central place and really keep things very, very simple, fewer decisions, fewer dollars at a common pool. So I think those are some ways to think about it.
Yeah, what happens is that if there are pending dues and other things, the standing of the club becomes poor. We don't want the club going from a year to next year with poor standing. This is why all these issues, all these open items from previous year has to be closed. It should have been closed like a long time ago, but even now, I think before we start working on 2024, the 23 items have to be closed. So if you want to just settle the amount, I would say just settle the amount, instead of you paying and then getting refund, just adjust it with what games you did not play, how much money you owe, adjust that amount and give you another number, which is lower number, like, close this. To me, the new committee would not be, if I'm a new committee, I don't care about your problems. I will say, what, I'm not going to deal with your headache because I'm new committee. Like people said, like, what, guys, we are new in this hub, right? This was your problem last year. We're not there. I don't care. If those people become chair of the new committee, they'll say, what, forget about it. It's your problem. You take care of it. So this is why it's very important that all the club comes to good standing, and however you want it, just settle it down and close it. Okay, and the next, I think let's move. Yeah, so I think everybody who owes money to ICE agree that by Friday you will settle it, either by adjustment or by refund, whatever it is. And I can join a call if you want. We can sit together. We can come to an agreement. But somehow let's come to a number that both parties agree, And it doesn't have to be money coming to 2024. I'm sure everybody is okay to pay money that they owe. So if ICE can explain to you that you owe this much money for this many games you played, I'm sure you'll pay. So let's just do that and close it.
I think it will be good for before that, ahead of that ICE calculates the refunds on the U17 or the credits and shares that as well.
Yeah. Okay. So let's work on that, with each, and then let's by Friday close it. Now, second item is appointment of the executive committee. So we had 6 names that came forward. Is everybody okay with all those 6 names? Does all the people who put their names understand that you'll be taking a functional role in the committee? It's not like I'll get there and then I'll not do anything. Every role has to do some function for the hub. So if everybody is agreeing to be a functional member of the hub, then let's put all those names on a paper and let's find a way to vote out, and then pick 5 people who will be your committee for 2024. And then those 5 people will among themselves, without everybody else's presence, pick the chair. But
we don't,
we will only...
Ranjit, yeah, thanks for that details. We don't see BPL here. BPL is the main one. And before we come to those, all the discussion and debate, CCCA, basically, how and why we plan to put CCCA there. Initially, we never had any plan to put CCCA there. Even last year, CCCA were never involved. CCCA was never involved with ICE in any way. Okay. This year also we did not have any plan. But the ICE sent out notices, collection agent notices, lawyer notices to CCCA, right? And ICE themselves saying that they are considering CCC and BPL as a different entity. All right. If they had not sent legal notices, we would not even think about putting CCCA in this one, right? So if someone trying to drag us down, we will not stay quiet here. All right. So we will reply back. We will reply back very strongly with that.
This is why we want to close that issue.
Yeah, correct. So both the entity is different.
Hang on a minute, Neeraj. So I think you made
that. One second.
Clear.
Let me finish this.
No.
Let me finish this. Amen.
No.
Amen.
Can I interject? No.
Let me finish this.
I've heard.
Let me finish this. First.
Everybody on the call has heard this, right?
No, you haven't heard enough. Me. Amen. You have not heard enough.
We have heard enough.
I have not completed even. I have not completed even. Right.
We have heard.
So number one thing is since the dues are pending from all PF Academy of 2023, right? And dues are not that big, right? It's very similar, correct?
Right.
So since they have sent it to CCCA, that was the main idea, and that idea came from the notice only. That why ICE is sending notice to CCCA. CCCA is never involved with ICE, right? And I personally mentioned that whatever the amount was given to ICE, it was on behalf of BPL because BPL, that person was not in the country at that time, right? So that was the thing. And so BPL is the main academy, and CCCA can come in as a separate team, separate entity. And we don't care about other entity putting 4 teams or 6 teams, and we end up as having a 20 entity in the team. We don't care.
So
we only think about.
Correct. What happened was that last Tuesday on call, we decided that everybody will go and sign up. You register your club and the players will register, right? Whoever actually went and registered, everybody is accounted for. So let me ask you, did CCCA registered or not? The portal is open.
We are still working on the players because players are, because of the last year all the drama. Some of the national players who played at the national level in U15, they dropped cricket. They are no longer playing cricket anymore. And now they are saying that they want to come back to the summer program and they want to come back to play in hub cricket.
I know, but
right. So that's what the debate is going on. So until we get that confirmation from parents, right? Until we get the confirmation from parents, there is a technical issue here, right?
So we can always accept new clubs in the hub. There's no problem. But for the purpose of forming the executive committee, we all agreed on last call that everybody will go and register, the players and the club both. And by this Tuesday, based on those numbers, we'll decide on forming the committee. This was agreed on last call. I think we all were there. So if everybody registered, why did CCCA or BPL did not register? Because that was agreed upon by all of us.
Well, I gave you the answer, right? I gave you the answer that players are not even the players which is available in ICE database. Those players are even not playing cricket anymore. Some of the players. So at least I can see that at least 16, 17 players have dropped the cricket.
So let me
because of what happened in hub last year.
So let me ask you now: should we form the hub committee or wait for those players to come in? So everybody else is waiting.
Yeah,
right?
We have the 12 players, right? So if you have the 12 players, any teams can come in, correct, Ranjit?
But they have to register. That's why we had a process of
we'll get it done. BPL needs to come here in that screenshot, which is whoever is presenting right now. BPL needs to come there, and that is what we need to work on here. Okay. We have no issue in anything else, right? The only thing is, as long as if it is getting transparent, and I heard that everyone is saying, including you, saying that it was discussed and it was agreed last year that player fees needs to come. That there are plenty of other matter was agreed. Plenty of other matter was agreed, and none of them has happened. And instead of that, there are a lot of wrongdoing has happened. Okay, So we are not talking about that because we want to, what is gone is gone. What is bygones is bygones.
Right.
We want to focus on the future.
Correct.
That was even other couple of people from BPL or CCCA, they went and personally met and talked to them, right? So
Right.
we
let's-
don't want to
let's
open
make
up that here.
Right. Let's make it simple. So
Why
you are
only
committing-
thing is, Ranjit, since you're coming as a neutral person, Ranjit, here, did you ever ask ICE that other than financial thing which was pending and which was agreed, there are many things was agreed as well. Why they did not follow those guidelines, and why they went with a lot of other things?
That will take a whole discussion, and I'm just trying to get this hub going and put things in place. So this year it's clear. Everybody has agreed to the same thing. There are more people, on the call, and we all agree that whatever we commit, we'll give. So whatever plan we make by April end, the plan will be there, and it will be executed. So we'll hold the committee accountable for it.
Ranjit, you can see that we have moved forward. We nominated new members for 2024, right?
So Neeraj,
we are welcoming CYCA. We are welcoming CYCA's decision as well, right? They are also coming up with a new member, right? So everyone needs to come up with a new member, right? It is not like you just go with old things only, right? Everything needs to come up with a new member. Three things needs to be clear. Everything, then everything will be sorted out. Three things. There will be no ICE involvement with parents. ICE should not get any involvement with parents and with the player fee. Second thing is home and away games for 2024. And the third thing
is decision of the executive committee, right? We cannot make the call, you and I. We can only recommend. So I gave my recommendation. Right? No, I like home away game, less money. I like that too. But you and I can make the decision. We are not in the executive committee. If we make the decision, then the whole purpose is gone, right? We can send our recommendation to the committee. First we have to do is form the committee. Then we give them our recommendation. Then they meet and they decide. This is how this should work.
Yeah, so I think I agree with that. And Neeraj, if you can just first of all, we have to form the committee, right? And I think Ranjit, as a neutral person, let's hear his recommendation, and I think we will document all this in black and white, what has been committed, and we'll make sure that this has been followed, right? We don't know what happened in the past, how that was agreed or committed, but I think from now, what you are putting, once the committee is formed, you can put those points in front of the committee, and we'll make sure that this is all documented and signed by everybody, and we'll follow it strictly, right? That's how we are going to do this. But what I would recommend is, please, if you can just form the committee now, and then that committee can work towards these issues that we are facing, right? And I think we have a lot of lessons learned, and hopefully we'll not have that issues in future, right?
This is Paresh. I want to give my 2 cents as well. Again, I am not nominated anybody and no interest in voting. I'm here to help the hub develop. This is my 3rd call attending, and all I keep hearing about is past dues, right? I mean, there is no solution in 3 weeks. So my suggestion is just form a new committee. Let the new committee take balance forward of what is outstanding from the ICE members, the 3 members that are there. And then let the new committee be formed and move forward. Because we can argue here all night long of who's due, what credit is available. It would never go anywhere. So let's form a committee and let's move forward. Let the new committee decide how to handle the outstanding payments from the last year and then move forward.
So Paresh, thank you for your input. I hope you guys are able to hear me. Hemant has been kind of itching to talk as well for quite some time. Hemant, anything that you would like to say?
I mean, again, we agreed on things last week to move this forward. And we keep on hearing the same things over and over again. It's just becoming very, very redundant, and then just mudslinging. But let's move forward. I want to make sure that we get our new committee, voted in. Again, we have, 5 nominations. So this should be a very simple process. Right, Lakindra, I will start with you. Please introduce yourself, inform about your background or, your information to rest of the candidates. And if we need to work through that process, we'll make that going forward. But I would like to reiterate one point, answer one thing from Neeraj, that it was agreed upon last week's meeting that BPA and CCCA are the same entity and BPA will be carrying it forward. I don't understand why are we having two differences here. And the same point keeps on coming up and up.
So Hemant, in that case, ICE only, you and Nipun only mentioned that they are considering as a separate entity. They are not the same academy. That's what you send the email saying that, correct? And Nipun also mentioned about that that they are considering a separate entity.
So it was never point of that as a separate entity. You guys made it clear last week that it's
no,
the same
there are
entity.
emails there.
But guys,
and you also mentioned that.
We're digressing. Hold on. So we're digressing. I'll take that back. Let's take it over to Lakindra and let's get this process going.
Yeah. So Hemant, just for your clarification as well for the rest of the group, the two entity is accounting question because a payment of 2,000 was brought into ICE from CCCA and the academy name was BPL, right? Now the ground invoice came from BPL. However, the payment of kids came from the initial $2,000 came from CCCA. Now, as an accounting perspective, for those who have accounting background, right, we have to have a separate system entity so that respectively it can be reconciled. We did not say that it is two different, but accounting perspective, we need to have inside. If the payment came from CCCA, we have to raise an invoice against CCCA. And that's
so
the reason I had mentioned
you can refund that amount to BPA back. Add that amount 2,000 BPL.
A lot of echo actually still going on. I think somebody has to mute this.
Yeah. Guys, again, I think that is the accounting. I would say that is the accounting problem. And if you are not supposed to accept money from an entity which is not registered, I think we should have rejected and then get the money from the right source, right? So I think that's how you need to resolve this.
So I think we can discuss this offline again. We will have to come to a resolution, but I think let's give an opportunity to all the nominated individual to speak out and tell what they can bring to the table and how are they going to help in 2024.
Can you add BPL, Arjun here, Nipun?
So you're saying add CCCA, Seshu and BPL Arjun?
No CCCA. You add first BPL, then we'll take a call about CCCA. You add BPL first here.
Okay, so I'm going to remove CCCA, remove Seshu, add Arjun.
So Seshu can still be in the committee. It's not like, anybody can be in the committee. It can be outside members too. But voting rights, only people vote.
And how are we considering BPL and CCCA same thing, Ranjit?
Because both have not registered. So we are taking, BPL took part in the last year tournament, so we are taking BPL as a member and taking your word that you'll bring a team.
Register means what? We are bringing the players from CCCA, right, Ranjit?
Correct. So
we will have 12 players from CCCA.
As I said,
so we are
the purpose of CCCA is to vote in this thing. If there are 5 people, there is no voting. And after this meeting is done, there is no other purpose for this CCCA and BPL thing. So maybe
there can be 6 vote or 7 vote, right? And there is a hub lead position as well. You can use as a
hub lead is not
one vote from
this.
the hub lead.
So this is for executive committee for the hub. Hub lead is going to be appointed by. I mean that's a different role. We're not talking about that. We won't be appointing that.
So you are saying that hub president can have the hub lead as well to role?
So hub lead is appointed by the board, user cricket board.
Clarify.
We won't have say in that. Okay, we are only talking about the executive committee who will execute the hub games.
Close your mic.
So the hub lead role that USA Cricket has announced, that role is going to have women, youth, men, everything. We're just talking about the youth pathway right now. Hub lead is totally different role, and let's not mix that here.
Yeah, so what we were thinking, Ranjit, here, we were thinking that in the event of equal voting, like let's say, since we have six voting members, right? So right. 3 equal voting. So at that time, hub lead can come in, and that can be any neutral person, maybe you or even Paresh Bhai can come in as well, because he doesn't have any academy here, right? Any team here, so he can come in as a hub lead there, right? So he can vote as a neutral person there, just to balance it out. That's what we can. So how to break?
We can break tie. We can find a way to break the tie. Let's first see who all want to serve on the committee, how many people we have got, and then we can go to the next step of voting. Let's just give chance to everybody who wants to, whose names has been shared. Just share who they are and what will they do on the committee. Just in brief. Okay, let's start the process, guys.
Yeah, so Lakindra, you were the first one to respond, so I'll open the floor for you.
Yeah, so I need to do a full introduction, and then that's what is expected, right?
Yeah, I mean,
just share that you are interested to be on the committee.
Yeah, so again, my name is Lakindra Sharma, and based out in Schaumburg, Illinois. I'm part of APCL Academy, and we have been working in Chicagoland for last 2 years now. Our objective is to promote and develop cricket in America, and I am happy to be part of this team, and my objective would be to establish a transparent process for the youths to come in and play cricket and accept this cricket as a mainstream sports going forward. And I would nominate, I already nominated, but I would like to nominate myself to the executive committee.
Thank you. Who wants to go next?
Mehul? Sorry, so when somebody mentions they want to nominate themselves for an executive committee, there are 5 obviously positions in the executive committee. Do you not have to mention what you are standing for?
I think once the committee is formed, they can divide among themselves who wants to take what responsibility. Right now is once the committee is formed, they could share the responsibility or.
Nipun, can you please close your mic? And next time, don't set up this whatever free conference for everybody's sake.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Use my Zoom link.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Mehul Sani. I am part of CYCA. We run a cricket academy in Lake Zurich. I've been chief mentor with CYCA since 2018. We boast the best indoor facility in the country. So far, we know there are a few coming up in Dallas and so on. We've been running cricket since 2018, youth cricket since 2018. We're also part of Chicago Tigers. We own minor league team where we have pathway for the youth from basic development, foundation level to advanced level to all the way to semi-professional cricket. At CYCA, we have professional coaches who are BCCI level 3 coaches, professionals from South Africa who are working with our kids. As an individual, I've played cricket in Chicagoland for last 20-something years. I've played Division 1 in the Caribbean. I've been in cricket selections and coach with under 15 last year, and I think I would be pretty proud to say I did pretty good job with our zone, which is our Chicago or Illinois zone, and we won all the games. I think all the parents and kids were very happy with me being part of that group. Other than that, we are also proud of developing the cricket infrastructure in the country. We boast as putting the first hybrid cricket pitch in the region. So all we have done, and me being the part of the leadership group at CYCA, all we have done is to promote cricket in the Chicagoland area, and all I care about is the best kids get to play the best cricket in the town. And when we talk about cricket in the USA, I think all I care about is Chicago cricket should be the first thing that people should be talking about, not California and Texas just because they have good weather. I absolutely believe that all the kids and all the adult players have the same talent as anywhere in the country. All we have to do is provide them the right opportunity and right infrastructure to develop their game. And I nominate myself for one of the executive committee positions.
Thank you, Mehul. I guess I can go next.
Yeah.
Is that cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Myself, Arjun, been nominated to the executive committee on behalf of BPL. Just a little bit of background about myself for the folks who are not aware of. Come from a very young age and with cricket. Represented Chennai City and Tamil Nadu state levels in the under 14, in the youth side, and then obviously went through captaining my school team, university, and so a lot of cricket there. Played some early cricket just briefly though in the Chicago area. Probably played against Mehul. I may not remember. So cricket is certainly a passion for me, and I've seen some of the kids here transform into some outstanding players and individuals. Certainly the academy that I represent here as the best and most accomplished coach in the country, working with the kids. And just as Mehul said, my goal is to make sure that the youth cricket comes to the forefront, and Chicago cricket especially comes to the forefront, and we want to see more players from the Chicago play at zonal, national, and also, the under-19 and men's team, and sort of have this pathway for them to progress and move forward. I'm passionate about sort of removing all of the obstacles and hurdles and unnecessary administration, quote unquote unnecessary administration that prevents the focus from being on cricket, because at the end of the day, it's just a game of cricket. Just quickly quoting Dhoni from the 2007 World Cup final when he was asked, what if Joginder Sharma had actually sold the game as opposed to winning it for him. Dhoni said, it's just a game of cricket. We'll move on and play the next game. So keeping things simple, making sure kids get enough opportunities and move forward. I think that's my passion. That's what I bring to the table. And obviously want to work with all of the people that's going to be a part of the group to move things forward in a very collaborative way. And in addition, just on the professional side, I specialize in coaching executives on business agility. So that's, something that I'm passionate about, and bring that also, working with the kids. I did, high level 2 certification from ACF on the cricket coaching side. So yeah, certainly very passionate, and also the youth development coordinator supporting BPL. Thank you.
Thanks, Arjun. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, I don't think Tariq Bhai is on the call. Tariq Bhai, are you on the call? So this is Arunabha Ron Majumdar. I'll speak for Tariq Bhai. Tariq Bhai has been in the cricketing scene in Chicago for a very, very long time. He started with Midwest cricket. And then Tariq Bhai and Imad Bhai, they basically formed their CASO Cricket League, and there's 3,000 plus players playing for the CASO Cricket League in various tournaments. They have lots of tournaments organized throughout the year. I could have probably put a list of all the things that Tariq and Imad have achieved in the Chicagoland had I known that we had to talk about it. But anyways, they're pretty known in this cricketing arena for quite some time, from indoor table cricket to various formats of the cricket. That's how I first met them. I formed a team called Chicago Panthers and started playing in the Kaso League. That's how I met Tariq Bhai and Imad Bhai. And they had played cricket in Pakistan as well at various levels, and still leads the league here. And we partnered together to form this academy so we can have the best training possible to give to the kids and give them as many opportunities as possible. That's has always been the goal, and that will remain our goal. And since they have most of the grounds and been coordinating with the grounds and umpires, that's why I suggested nominated him to be the logistics coordinator, and he had thankfully accepted it as well. So we will, of course, help as much as we can from the membership of the academy and others. But Tariq Bhai will be in our nominee for the executive committee.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing. I think we have Nipun and one more person left. Sishu, I think, right? Nipun, you want to go next? Sishu,
you can unmute yourself now. Unmute yourself now, Nipun.
Yes. Hope you're able to hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, everybody. My name is Nipun Joshi. I run Cricket Merchant Center of Excellence. Started the academy in 2019, and prior to that, I have been running Cricket Merchant since 2008. So I've been in cricket industry for a while. Played all age level cricket back home in India, representing Saurashtra, Gujarat at national levels as well. Prior to some high profile tournaments, I moved to US for education to do my undergrad as business, computer science, and masters in computer science with minor as math. Played a lot of cricket together with some of the folks on this call as a teammates. Got teams to championship, had fantastic time playing cricket in Chicago. Obviously, youth was one piece that was missing from my skills perspective. Started coaching in 2019, and here we are. I am here today representing ICE as a member, committee member, and hopefully will continue to do so. What I bring to the table is honesty. I bring neutrality. With that said, most likely I was possibly the only neutral person last year between the three academies, as none of my players went to nationals, in spite of me being the leader of the group. Promoted pure youth, and that is exactly what I'll continue to do so. Support youth, whether whoever is in the committee will collectively work together for youth growth. So with that all said, I do have a question to all of you who have nominated themselves, including myself. Last year, we had internal decisions of academy coaches being the selector. How many of you who are being nominated are going to align to that policy or the US policy of having a neutral selector?
So there's a new policy
the right time,
this
but
year.
Ranjit, we need some info on that.
Yeah, so once committee is formed, we'll talk about that. This year, selectors have to be neutral, have to be. And we'll appoint one oversight on every hub who will review these appointments. So it's coming that every hub will have one person's oversight. We'll just make sure that, that things are happening the way it should.
Nipun, can you please do the needful so we can hear only him once?
The only problem is when he speaks, we hear him, but we also hear ourselves.
Yeah. So Ranjit, just to get clarity, what is the neutral? What does really neutral mean? Neutral is somebody who is
So if I put his name in this group, you all will say yes, he's neutral. He doesn't have a bias. So if I get 3 names as selected, just say I'm the oversight. I'll put the name in this group with all of you, and you all will be happy with the name. To me, that's neutral name. That's it. As simple as that.
Yeah, so I think I forgot to mention one thing during my introduction. So as an APCL, we have passed the bill in Springfield, in Illinois, that cricket is now an official sport in Illinois. Okay, which means that going forward, it's still in the implementation phase. We are working with all the officials here. But what it means is, like in high school or middle school, if anybody plays cricket, that will be part of their official curriculum, and then they are also eligible to get credit out of that. Right? So that is something APCL
all we are looking for is how much dough are you bringing?
So that
is
something
so we can build some really nice grounds here. That's all we care about. You can put it wherever you want as official cricket. We need some money from government money, who will not spend money in baseballs and soccer fields, but in cricket fields. If we can do that, we'll put you in chair and executive committee right here.
Discussions going on for the 2 grounds. Hopefully that will materialize, and we should be able
That'll be great.
Yeah, offer you that as well. Yeah.
Anyway,
so sorry, going back. Who needs to?
Seshu is still there.
Yeah. Seshu, how about you go ahead?
This is Seshu from CCCA representing. I played until college level, and I certified coach. Last 3 years, I'm working with all the kids in Bolingbrook and Naperville area. I'm ready to serve any kind of role in the executive.
Okay. Thanks, Seshu.
Short and sweet.
So we have 6 names.
Sorry, one more question, Ranjit. Again, sorry, I'm trying to understand this whole neutral part, because neutral and US cricket does not go very well, because most of the time let me finish. Most of the time, the neutral guy comes in and has no freaking clue of any of the youth in the region and the kind of youth that we have. And they come up with a bunch of selection that just doesn't make sense sometimes.
And we'll have separate call to discuss just this topic. I assure you.
Yeah.
We'll
sure.
That.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Forget that then. Move on.
Yeah. So, but I do understand where it's coming from, and I think it should be addressed. So we have 6 people who are nominated on the committee. We have to do a voting unless somebody wants to withdraw, and then the other 5 will become the committee. So this is like one, last final option for you, in case you don't want to be in the committee, you just want to support. If somebody wants to withdraw, you can, because next year we're going to do the elections after this.
I just want to bring this, Ranjit. Are we still sticking to a 12-member team for you to be part of the committee, or how does that work?
So we are trusting that everybody who's voting is going to bring 12 members to the hub. So we are taking your word, because you have not signed the players up, you're not registered the club.
In one age group, right?
Yeah, in one age group. It's not like spread out. One age group, at least one team you should have. So we are assuming that everybody who's going to vote, is going to bring one team to the hub, at least.
And what happens, whatever reason, they cannot do that?
You're blacklisted, probably. Next year we won't trust you anymore, right? Because if you're not sure,
there is a better chance.
Yeah, but then next year you'll be blacklisted. You won't be allowed to vote anyway, because this year you kind of didn't stand up. So if you're not sure, I would say don't take part in voting, as simple as that. Because if you take part, basically we are assuming that you are going to be a stakeholder. A stakeholder is defined by somebody who brings at least one team in the hub.
I mean, we had one academy last year. They basically stepped away, IYCA. They were not able to put in a team. So they essentially stepped away. Committee voting perspective, are we still agreeing that the 3 academies who participated last year are going to meet prior to April 15th to resolve 2023, so we can announce the committee?
Yeah.
So everybody agrees on that, right? So I think all three academy members, we need to figure out a time prior to 15th to sit down, resolve our pending issue, clear it out, and hand it over to the new committee with a clean slate.
So we thought that it is a new committee will take care about that, not the old committee. The new committee will get that balance and everything, whatever it is, a negative balance or positive balance. But new committee will take care about this matter.
As a leader of the current committee, and I hope Hemant concurs with me as well, because it won't be my own decision. It's a collective effort.
Guys,
the trust factor.
Well, obviously, it is on the same thing. Since you both are there, obviously you will voted for everything together, right?
So what we're going to do in that next 3 or 4 days, right? We will meet with everybody who owes money to ICE and try to individually solve that matter. So I will personally take care of setting up the call. Let's find a way to close it by this Friday. I don't want the new committee to handle that issue. Either you can solve among yourself, or I can step in.
Let me chime in here for a couple of seconds here. Okay, so how the thing should happen? Okay, whatever the balance is, whether it's from 4,000, 5,000 from BPL, 2,800 from CYC or CNCE, how the thing should work. And
we'll talk about
I'm sure again they will vote us out. They will go together.
There's
for
no
sure.
voting. There is no voting. There will be logical discussion.
The balance, whatever the balance is, that needs to be returned to the individual team's academy, and that academy should refund back to the parents.
How does this cannot have dictate terms? I don't get it.
Only U17 where didn't happen. That's where we'll adjust. And how many games you got based off that? We'll discuss that upon. U11, you got 6 matches, you're done. There's no refund for U11.
Ranjit, that is what we are saying. Whatever U17, whatever you want to deduct. But what we need to do is, since you are there as a neutral person, I'm sure you are more leaning towards someone else side. That is clearly.
No, I'm not.
Clearly
honestly,
visible
I'm telling
here.
you, I just want to close this matter and get out of this. Because I'm telling you, taking my personal. I was supposed to be
closing
going
the matter,
an hour ago.
Closing the matter in the right way, that is the solution. Closing the matter in the right way and in a transparent way, that is the solution. Since ICE has done nothing last year, everything was done by the academy. That amount needs to go back to academy, and academy can return back whatever the balance is given back to the parents. Parents should not pay. Players should not pay single penny to play the tournament. That is how we should. That is how I believe in. We will return back whatever the balance is to the parents.
Correct.
That's how it should be done.
So that decision has to be made by the new committee. How they want to do it, I'm telling you, I'll not be on that call. We can send our recommendations, we will always step out. Whatever decision they make, everybody has to respect that decision. Otherwise, if you keep like poking our head in their discussion, we'll never make any decisions. And trust me, I have zero bias. I have nothing to take from this. I just want to sort things out, help your hub as much as I can.
I'm sorry to say, Ranjit, here, we don't believe that this was the transparent way to handle the last year's matter. Yeah, so that is what we felt that, because last year there were many things were discussed and many things were discussed and
what
confirmed.
I will do is that
and nothing was happened except.
Right, I'll set up a separate call, later this week with the 3 clubs involved, right, and close this matter out. But I don't know. I want this call to be focused on appointing the committee for the 2024, so we can move, so they can start working. Okay. So Nipun, can you confirm?
You are saying that you are. Yeah. I'm coming to the 2024 now, Ranjit. You are saying that CCCA cannot be participate because you have talked to someone or someone has talked to you. That's what you are saying, that CCCA cannot be participate here.
I said nothing about CCCA. Isn't Seshu being like to be put his name on the pool, right? So if CCC is going to bring a team, if you are committing to that,
has been nominated for CCC only, not BPL. They have put down the
correct.
name on BPL.
See, anybody can work on the committee. You don't even have to be in CCCA. Seshu can be on the committee without being in any club. Anybody
we are talking about separate team. 12. The rules is the 12 players.
That is
we are bringing the 12 players.
Correct.
So voting member can come in as a 12. Any new academy, if IYCA from Bloomington wants to join in June first week, right before the tournament, and they have the 12 players, are you going to say no to them?
Look, I tell you something. We had decided on registration, right? And it was agreed upon last call that whoever registers is going to vote.
Registration timeline cannot be strictly followed by certain
unless
things,
you
right?
register. How do I know you have players? If I follow the process.
In that case, we have taken the call just yesterday only. Right?
So
in that case, we just taken the call on that.
This is why we are taking your word of mouth, and we are saying, you know what? If CCC is going to bring a team, then Seshu can vote as part of the team. I have no issues with that, as long as you bring in a team. Okay.
So that's what we are saying. That instead of five votes, there will be 6 votes, right?
6 votes. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. So basically, yeah. I thought there are more people other than these 6.
No.
Hold on.
No. There is not going to be 6 people voting. Why are 6 people voting? There are 5 people who registered in this thing. This nonsense has to stop right now. This has to stop. Coming up with different names with the same individuals, distributing and separating their individual players is obvious and clear reasoning for getting an extra vote.
And
I clearly responded that in the email that this kind of things is really going to just harm the whole setup than anything else. Every Tom, Dick and Harry is going to start adding more and more committees, more and more entities, and start adding more and more teams.
Right, but
why are we trying to do this? They are not.
I agree.
There is no registration here right now, so only these 5 people should be voting. Period. If when in future somebody registers, we'll worry about it at that time. Right now, there are only 5 entities who have registered, and those are the only people who should be allowed to vote. Be a 6th person.
I agree.
When the 6th person comes, at that point in time, we will decide that at that point in time, the existing committee will decide whether we want that 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, or 75th entity that will come in and get any voting right or not. Correct. At this point in time, there should be nobody.
Mehul, that is again, you are going with the same old mindset. What the past member has done that by voting out.
Not mindset. There is no mindset. It is a clear requirement. There was no CCCA just about 24 hours ago. Suddenly you send an email with 2 different individuals. I've been sitting quiet.
It was there. We nominated, right? We nominated before the Sunday night.
Who's BPL's coach? Who's BPL's coach?
Coach can be anyone. Seshu is a BPL coach, or coach can be anyone, right? Coach can be anyone. You can bring any coach from anywhere.
And you know who the BPL's coach is and who CCA's coach is.
Mehul,
let's not go into dirty politics here. We are trying to make a very
so you as a new executive
guys,
Mehul,
can
let us know. You as the new executive committee, Mehul, you as the new executive committee, are you making sure that are you giving in writing that whatever has happened last year and whatever was done wrongly, it will not done this year, and it will be in very transparent and home and away game, and there will be less.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Right now, what we are talking about.
You don't even know what was done last year.
What are you talking about, Neeraj? Where are you going with this?
Guys,
I'm going at that point. You as a new executive committee person.
Yes,
guys,
we are trying
can we
to
back off a little bit on this?
Yeah.
So look, Mehul, I agree with your point, right? But I am just saying is that it's not going to make any big difference that 1 extra vote. I mean, and this year, because this first year we're doing this, but next year We'll put a date. If they don't register, they cannot vote. We'll put all these things in place. But this is the first
but right
year.
now, but Ranjit, right now there are 5 people who have registered, and those are the 5 bodies who should be able to vote. If they are coming up with another entity, I am going to give you 3 different entities from our side and 3 different names for those 3 different entities, and they will also be able to vote. Do we want to start this nonsense right now? No.
No, I don't.
Exactly.
So Mehul, do you agree? Do you agree that ICE has done wrong thing in 2023 in many aspects? Plus, they sent the wrong notices to the wrong entity. Do you agree that?
I don't even know what wrong.
I will. 1 second. Mehul, 1 second. We have heard enough of you. N number of times you're telling, and ICE has done many things wrong. Let me start off with one. When you were not picked as the zone selector, you decided to step away. That's one wrong thing. Now identify the number of wrong things that ICE done. Can you explicitly convey to the entire forum here what ICE has done wrong?
Of course. I can write an essay for that.
Guys,
I can write an essay for that.
Okay? We have to back off on this. Otherwise, this will not go anywhere.
Yeah, Ranjit,
I'm going to keep a separate.
We need to stick with the plan of 5 people registered, 5 entities registered, and 5 votes for it, and we have to move on with it.
So that is what should have happened, Mehul. I totally agree with you. But since CCCA is being thrown in the equation, I don't think it's going to make a big difference. And it's just because we said that anybody with 12 teams, 12 players, and he's going to bring it, I would take his word and just move on with this. I don't think it's going to make any difference in the committee.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm trying to say.
If they withdraw, I can only request CCA to withdraw. But if they want to keep a stake, I mean, this can go really bad. So I just want
to. But Ranjit, that's what I'm trying to say here. That there is CCCA is telling you that they are going to come up with 12 players. I can give you one more name from our entity. They will bring another 12 players from our own same group. U13 will register as CCCH. Here, add a 7th team, 7th entity. CYCA Parks will add another team, add another entity. It's just nonsense. This doesn't make any sense. It's the same bunch of people
Neeraj,
playing together.
So Neeraj, what we should do is that this year, CCCA should play as a different club. Next year they can vote. Because right now they're not actively playing in the hub as a CCCA. They haven't played anywhere as CCCA. This year they can participate in the hub as a separate team, and if they do, next year they can be a voting member. Is that fair ask? This way we will accept your club. It's just for the purpose of voting for now for the committee. We cannot take it because they're not active member of the hub.
Well, Ranjit, the whole idea is to have the transparency and not to have the voting. What was done in many cases, what was done last time, right? There was only 3 votes. 1 vote was always outvoted, and then 2 votes was going right. So again, there is a high possibility. Okay, again there is a high possibility.
No, we will next Tuesday. This executive committee is coming with a plan of what they're going to do in the hub for 2024. You'll have chance to review and ask them any question before it's made final. So
as a neutral person, Ranjit, will you? My request to you only, as a neutral person from the board, will you have anyone person appoint over this new executive committee, so overlook their decision and everything?
We will appoint one oversight. It could be me or somebody else. Now, if this committee does not follow the handbook, they're not going anything. You bring it to us, we'll address it within 3 days. That's my promise to you, entire hub. If the committee is not following something that written in the handbook, right? If they're doing something wrong, it's not because I don't like the person. You cannot blame the person. You have to show me exactly what the person has done wrong, what rule they've broken. If you bring it to us, and if it's proven that they did wrong, we'll take action. This year it will happen.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, then we are just taking off the CCCA here. You can remove Seshu's name from there, and I'm going with your words, Ranjit. And this was recording, so I'm going with your words. And I'm sure we are very serious this time. This has been going on since last couple of years in Midwest area and Chicago area as well, right? So we are very serious this time. We want complete transparency and merit-oriented cricket, merit-based cricket. So that's what we want. And I'm going with your words, what you are saying that. And I'm sure BPL, Mir, and everyone else in that BPL board will go with you, what you are saying that. So please, please continue to support us and do the same thing what you are saying right now.
Absolutely. So,
all right.
So Seshu's name is still there. He just cannot vote.
You can remove that. Arjun will be only there, BPL. You can remove Seshu's names. Only CCCA is there, then Seshu can be there. Otherwise, if CCCA is not there, you can remove Seshu's name.
Okay. So Seshu want to be in the committee or no?
No.
So then there's no election. Then the five names will form the committee then, right?
Yeah.
These 5 people will form the committee. You have Lakindra, Mehul, Arjun, Tariq, and Nipun. That's your committee.
Congratulations, guys! Finally.
Hey, congrats everybody.
Yeah. So
next time,
Paresh.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. So what is our next step, Ranjit?
So next step is you have to meet as a group now, leaving everybody out, just you 5 people, and you have to pick a chair for the committee among yourself.
One
and
quick
the chair
question,
is just representing.
Ranjit, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ranjit. One quick question. Ron, is Tariq really going to be there all the time, or do you want to put your name in there? Because if you're going to be representing Tariq, you might as well be the part of it.
They will be there on the calls, Mehul, but Tariq Bhai, I have requested Tariq Bhai to be there most of the time. He has the most experience.
Right.
So if he's not there, obviously
he's very busy. Yeah,
I know.
You can't do that. That's the problem. When you have
understand that.
Yeah.
Mehul, I've spoken to him.
I know he's very busy. Yeah.
Mehul, I've spoken to him. That is the understanding, that he'll be in the board, and if he can't make it, then he'll obviously have to delegate to someone, either me or Imad. But the understanding is he'll be in the board and he'll be managing this.
Okay. Yeah, I think Ron, just to jump in, just to clarify, I think Mehul, if you are going in the direction, just to get some clarity, I think the people who are on the executive committee, if they are not able to join something, I don't think you can on a meeting basis appoint someone else, and it cannot be multiplicity, right? You can't have. Is that what you were trying to clarify?
Understand. I didn't know it was a mandatory meeting. I would have told him to join, but that's fine. If there is a board meeting, he has to join. I have spoken to him already.
No problem.
Right. So
just a clarification.
Thanks to all. Now,
so
quick
as a
action item.
As next
three
step,
academies will meet again prior to.
I don't think Nipun can hear the rest of us, right? Can he?
This is Paresh. Can I say something?
Yeah.
The committee that is just formed has to be active participants in ICE, actively watching the games, actively looking after our kids. This is not just a board meeting where we just come, vote, and go.
Paresh, just a quick question. What are you representing here?
I'm representing Chicago Braeburn Cricket Club, which will be a future club. I have not nominated ourselves because we don't have a team, so we don't have a say in it. But I am very interested in the development of the youth in our community.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the committee will do their best to watch the games. I don't think they're going to be able to watch all the games. So they will obviously be part of the hub cricket and the youth cricket in Chicago. I think most of the guys who are part of this committee are very much involved with youth cricket in the Chicagoland area.
Thank you, guys. Can you hear me now?
So, guys, very quickly, can I quickly go over the next step? Then I can leave.
Yeah,
so
sure.
This 5-member committee now has to meet as a group. They have to pick a chair. A chair is basically representing the committee. He's not like acting on his own, anything. Whatever he says, whatever he decides is the decision of the entire committee. Second thing is that then all the roles that we have in the hub, like who will maintain the game schedule, who will get the grounds, who will get the equipments, uniforms, all of that. All that roles in the hub have to be decided within the committee. Like who will do what, the cost structure, how the fees will be collected, how the ground cost will come, all that thing. So all this planning has to be done by the committee. Hopefully they can do it this week. Sometimes they can meet among themselves, and next week when you meet, they come up with a plan that everybody can review and ask any question. That is our expectations from you.
Thank you, Ranjit. Quickly revisiting the old say, we three academies, we still need to meet together. If we have the same members on the committee, we'll discuss to close on 2023. And I think it's a great start to 2024. However, let's be very cautious on getting this cleared, guys. Right? We need to make sure we headway in the right direction with 2023 closed and move on to 2024, so we know what to plan and what not to plan in terms of players' participation fees and things like that. So any date that we can recommend, especially CMC, myself, CYCA and BPL, what date do you want to meet to close 2023? I need to document that so we can get that sorted out and cleared out.
I think Nipun, what Ranjit suggested was he's going to meet individually.
Yeah. So I will set up a call.
No, I think he said he was going to bring the groups together. That's what he said.
Yeah. So I can bring Nipun. I can bring you and Arjun, and just close the air, and then you and Mehul can close. That's it. So two calls. We'll close it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to drop, and hopefully.
Thank you, Ranjit.
We'll meet next week. Okay, thanks so much, guys.
I thought we were just getting started, Ranjit.
Yes.
Right.
No,
Thank you so much.
Gonna
really appreciate your support.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, guys. All right, bye.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thanks all.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
बस क्या हो रहा है अब भी एक कॉल से निकला गुड टाइमिंग हाँ जी बताइए नहीं मैंने